Hey guys, it's Miss Norton here. I am super excited for this project this week. This week we are going to look at movement in art. So, movement is a principle of art, which means we take our elements like line, shape, and color and we create movement. Movement is using these elements to create the impression of an action in a work of art. So that would be like looking at a painting and a sculpture, and though it's still, it looks like it's about to move. That would be implied movement. There's also real movement, which luckily in this time and age, we have a lot of electronics that we can make sculptures that have real movement. I'm gonna show you guys some examples of some famous artworks that have movement now. All right, so the first thing we're gonna look at is Kazucha Hokusai's Great Wave. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing it wrong. I'm trying my Japanese very hard. But anyways, this great piece is very famous. It's obviously very beautiful, but as you can see when you look at this painting, your eye kind of follows the water and goes all the way up to the curve of the wave, almost like you're riding the wave itself. This is implied movement. The next piece is really cool. It is by an optical illusion artist named Bridget Riley. As you look at this piece, your eye travels through the squares, and where the squares get smaller, you pull your eye into this little crevice here, which is a really nice illusion of movement. Lastly, the artist that this project is going to be inspired by is Alberto Giacometti. Alberto Giacometti is a famous sculptor and painter, but he's really well known for his sculptures. They're kind of like simplified humans, but they have this movement. So it looks like this man is just about to go for a walk, or he has a lot of them where they look like they're about to wave, but they all look like they're in the process of moving. So this is what we are inspired by this week. All right, guys, so what we're gonna do today is we are gonna make our own Giacometti inspired people sculptures. What you will need is either some tinfoil or paper. Tinfoil works better to make poses. You might need to use tape with paper, but we're also going to sketch out an idea first, so you want paper for that as well, and a pencil to sketch out your ideas. You'll need some scissors, and you will need a marker. So really quickly, I drew some ideas of some movements that my person could be doing. I just did really quick stick figures, so I thought, okay, maybe like surfing, or this would be the pose of somebody playing guitar, or this is somebody waving. I want you guys to really get creative, so you can think about maybe a dance move, something from TikTok, or you can think of what an athlete's pose would be like if they were shooting a basketball or throwing a football. So maybe sketch out a quick idea so you can think of what kind of move or pose your person would be in. You're gonna want your paper to be portrait, so it needs to be the long ways, or your tinfoil, they need to be like this. Next, you're going to want to split your paper. So you're going to draw a line to split into two sections down here. These are the legs. Then you're going to split three up here. So 2 arms, and then this middle part will be the head. I'm also going to do this on my tinfoil. Now, very carefully, I'm going to take scissors and cut those lines. So I'm going to do this 2 times because I'm going to do my paper one first. You should have something that looks like this. So what you do is you're going to carefully twist each section. You're going to kind of crumple it. So this will make my first arm. Then I'm going to twist this guy. It's a lot of twisted and crumpling. There's my 2 little arms. This part is going to be my head, so I'm going to kind of ball it up. And then I have like a head and 2 arms. I'm going to pinch the waist section here. I feel like I'm making a balloon animal. So now I have my arms, my head, a little waist here, and then I have 2 legs down here, and I'm just gonna twist those to get the shape of my person. Before I position my paper guy, I'm gonna do my tinfoil one. The tinfoil one, I think, is a little bit easier to pose. I start from the middle with this one, so I can squeeze the waist, and I have these flaps here, so I can almost see the person right now. I'm gonna ball the head up, and I'm going to start twisting the arms. Depending on how big your tinfoil piece is, you might have longer legs and arms, and you can obviously shorten them by bending them onto themselves. So there's my head and my arms. I'm twisting and crunching. And again, tinfoil is a little bit easier, and it makes it so you can pose it. The paper one, you might need to do some tape or glue on his feet so that you will be able to pose it. Here's what I've got for my paper pose. I put a piece of tape here. I bent his leg back and his arm forward. So I wanted to make it look like almost like he was bowling. I thought that might be cool. And lastly, my foil guy, I did my little waving guy. I feel like I can give him a high five. But I taped the bottom of his foot so I could hold him up for a picture. So I want to see what kind of movements you guys can create with your little stick figures. I am very excited and can't wait to see what you send in.